Welcome to the latest climate podcast. Here are today's top climate news stories. Macquarie, an Australian financial services company, is set to acquire Erova Energy Group, which operates in Ireland and Britain, for an undisclosed amount. Erova specializes in optimizing revenue from renewable energy assets like solar and wind farms. This acquisition is seen as a strategic move to enhance Erova's growth potential, especially as the UK and Irish governments aim for nearly all energy generation to come from clean sources by 2030. Erova will continue its operations in Dublin and London, and its founders will remain involved post-acquisition, ensuring a bright future for renewable energy services in the region.
In India, climate change is projected to significantly impact agricultural productivity, particularly affecting rain-fed rice yields by 20% in the 2050s and up to 47% by the 2080s. The Union Minister of Agriculture, Bhagirath Chaudhary, highlighted that high temperatures and irregular rainfall patterns could also reduce yields of other crops like wheat and maize. To combat these challenges, the government is promoting climate-resilient agricultural technologies, including the development of tolerant crop varieties and sustainable farming practices. These initiatives aim to help farmers adapt and thrive despite the changing climate, ensuring long-term agricultural sustainability.
This week, exciting news from the United States highlights how reintroduced wolves in Yellowstone National Park are helping young aspen trees thrive for the first time in 80 years by controlling elk populations. Additionally, a groundbreaking humanoid robot from China, the Walker S2, can change its own battery, allowing it to operate continuously in workplaces. Meanwhile, climate scientists warn we may soon exceed the critical threshold of 1.5 degrees Celsius of warming, emphasizing the need for immediate action to curb emissions. Together, these stories showcase the importance of nature and technology in addressing environmental challenges.
In Australia, the Western Australia Liberal Party has decided to abandon the goal of achieving net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. This decision puts pressure on opposition leader Sussan Ley as the party seeks to reshape its energy policies. Delegates also voted to reduce the presence of Indigenous flags and welcome to country ceremonies at press conferences, arguing these practices are divisive. Federal MP Andrew Hastie emphasized the need for affordable energy to maintain national competitiveness. The motion reflects a growing debate within the coalition regarding climate policies, especially as they aim to regain support after recent electoral losses.
The International Court of Justice, with India's significant involvement, has made a groundbreaking ruling that strengthens climate justice under international law. This opinion highlights that countries have binding obligations to protect the climate, regardless of treaty interpretations. It emphasizes that wealthy nations must lead in reducing emissions and support climate-vulnerable countries like India. The ruling empowers these nations to demand accountability from historical polluters and seek reparations for climate harm. It also reassures small island nations about their legal status despite rising sea levels. Overall, this shift in legal responsibility offers hope for more equitable climate governance globally.
Nickel Asia Corporation in the Philippines is taking positive steps to address environmental concerns on Manicani Island, located in eastern Samar Province. Their environmental team recently met with local residents to discuss issues like water safety, pollution control, and marine life preservation. The team provided clear, science-based answers and emphasized the importance of open dialogue for building trust. Nickel Asia is committed to sustainability, aligning its efforts with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. They have allocated 34 million pesos for environmental protection programs in 2024, showcasing their dedication to responsible mining and community partnership for a healthier environment.
Globe Telecom in the Philippines has been celebrated in the GSMA's 2025 Climate Report for its impressive renewable energy initiatives. This recognition marks the third time Globe's sustainability efforts have been highlighted as best practices. The company is committed to achieving net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050 and has successfully transitioned 33 facilities to renewable power. A notable achievement includes the launch of a fully solar-powered cell site on Manicani Island, promoting sustainable connectivity while protecting green sea turtles. Globe's ongoing efforts demonstrate a strong commitment to climate action and contribute positively to the environment.
A recent study in Delhi, conducted by researchers from Jawaharlal Nehru University and Australia's University of New South Wales, has uncovered alarming levels of toxic elements in the city's soil and dust. High concentrations of antimony, a potential carcinogen, pose significant health risks, especially to children who are particularly vulnerable. The research indicates that exposure could lead to over 180,000 cancer cases in men and over 210,000 in women. Additionally, elements from vehicle emissions and fossil fuel burning contribute to this hazardous environment. The study highlights the urgent need for action to protect public health in Delhi.
Vanuatu, a small island nation in the South Pacific, faces significant challenges from climate change, including rising seas and stronger storms. Helen Tony, a resident of Unicap Village, struggles with food security as extreme weather affects her farming and fishing. However, there are positive developments. Initiatives like the Green Climate Fund, supported by Australia, aim to help communities adapt. On Pele Island, Salome Callow has introduced a solar-powered food dryer to improve food preservation. While relocation to higher ground is a long-term goal, the community remains resilient and is actively seeking solutions to combat climate impacts and ensure a sustainable future.
In the United States, Arizona is actively addressing its water supply challenges, a critical issue due to climate change. A seasoned lawmaker is at the forefront of discussions advocating for innovative solutions to manage dwindling water resources. This proactive approach highlights the importance of collaboration and technology in tackling environmental concerns. By focusing on sustainable practices and community engagement, Arizona aims to secure a brighter future for its residents. The efforts reflect a growing awareness of climate impacts and the necessity for adaptive strategies, fostering hope for effective water management in the face of changing weather patterns.
Australia is facing significant changes in its fossil fuel industry following a landmark decision from the International Court of Justice. The court declared that countries, including Australia, have a legal obligation to prevent climate change and could be liable for reparations if they fail to do so. This ruling is seen as a major victory for climate advocates and may lead to increased legal scrutiny of Australia's fossil fuel exports. Experts believe this decision will encourage Australia to reconsider new fossil fuel projects and set ambitious emissions targets to align with international climate responsibilities.
Brazil is gearing up to host the important COP30 climate summit in Belém from November 10th to 21st, where global leaders will discuss climate change challenges. This year's summit is particularly significant as Brazil, a key player in the global south and home to the Amazon rainforest, aims to establish new climate goals. Despite facing political tensions and environmental threats, Brazil's leadership under President Lula da Silva is focused on fostering cooperation among nations. Meanwhile, India is also addressing climate issues, needing substantial investments to meet its ambitious climate goals while preserving its forests. Exciting developments are on the horizon.
In Singapore, the Philippines is making exciting strides in renewable energy, potentially lowering average annual spot power prices by up to 24% by 2029. The Independent Electricity Market Operator of the Philippines reported that spot prices have already dipped to a post-pandemic low of 4.14 pencents per kilowatt-hour in early 2025. Increased use of renewable energy sources is displacing more expensive power plants, while natural gas-fired plants are helping to stabilize supply. Although residents still face high electricity tariffs, the growing reliance on the spot market is encouraging cost-saving measures among retailers.
MRC Allied Inc., a company based in the Philippines, has received approval for a private placement of 333.33 million common shares at $1 per share each. The proceeds, totaling up to 180 million pesos, will be directed towards acquiring renewable energy assets, while 150 million pesos will settle corporate advances. This strategic move is part of a larger billion-peso fundraising initiative to support MRC's growth, particularly in solar and hydroelectric power. Despite a wider net loss reported for the first quarter of 2025, MRC's shares rose by 2.3%, reflecting investor confidence in its renewable energy ventures.
In a significant meeting in Malé, Maldives, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Mohamed Muizzu discussed strengthening cooperation in various sectors, including climate action. Both leaders emphasized the importance of addressing climate change and pledged to enhance sustainability efforts. They'd planted saplings together, symbolizing their commitment. The meeting also led to the launch of negotiations for a free trade agreement and agreements on infrastructure and digital technology. With a focus on collaboration, India and the Maldives are set to tackle shared challenges and promote economic growth while prioritizing environmental protection.
In the Philippines, Greenpeace is urging the government to take action against fossil fuel companies for climate damages. This call comes as the country faces severe flooding and landslides due to heavy rains and tropical storms, affecting over 2.7 million people. Greenpeace highlighted a recent advisory opinion from the International Court of Justice, which could enable Filipino communities to seek reparations from major climate polluters. The court emphasized the right to a clean environment and urged states to regulate harmful emissions. Greenpeace hopes President Marcos will advocate for climate reparations and support the Climate Accountability Bill to address these urgent issues.
The African Development Bank has approved an exciting $30,250,000 funding package for Benin, aimed at enhancing climate resilience and agricultural security. This initiative focuses on the vulnerable northern regions, supporting 150,000 smallholder farmers facing climate challenges like droughts and floods. The program introduces innovative risk management tools, including insurance for farmers and disaster preparedness systems, promoting food security and social cohesion. With a commitment to inclusivity, it ensures that women and youth are significant beneficiaries. This investment not only aims to protect farmers' livelihoods, but also fosters a sustainable and resilient rural economy, paving the way for a brighter future in Benin.
Peru is facing a serious crisis as seabird populations, including guano birds, sea lions, and penguins, are rapidly declining due to climate change and other factors. Since 2022, the number of guano birds has plummeted from 4 million to about 500,000, threatening the ecosystem and local economy. Susana Cardenas from Cayetano Heredia University warns that this decline could severely impact wildlife and agriculture, especially since guano is a key natural fertilizer. Despite government efforts for repopulation and fishing quotas, experts are worried about the long-term survival of these species, including the endangered Humboldt penguin. Choosing the right running earbuds is essential for a great experience, especially for runners in various climates. Key features to look for include sweat and weather resistance, a secure fit, and long battery life to handle long runs. Sound quality matters too. Consider whether you need situational awareness or noise isolation. Practical features like reliable controls, quick connections, and multiple ear tip options enhance usability. Remember, comfort and reliability are more important than fancy features. Investing in the right pair will support you through your training and on race day, ensuring your music keeps you motivated every step of the way. For more climate news, make sure to download the Change Your Climate app from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Please note these stories were AI-generated from real news sources, which isn't always perfect. If you have any concerns or questions about the news contained in this podcast, please reach out to us. Thank you, and see you tomorrow.